As we learned last month, there can never be too many fried chicken videos on YouTube. Today we'll taste through New York City in the lens of it, and I'll introduce you to the perfect fried chicken recipe ever written. We're keeping it classic here. The goal today is to get some chicken, collards, and mac and cheese. This plate might be rooted in the South, but the sentiment manifested at its strongest here. Intertwining with the culture, Harlem's soul food not only nourishes our bodies, but also art, music, and memory. Charles Gabriel owns and operates 3 locations of pan-fried chicken uptown, but like way uptown. I never even go above 14th Street, but this is like past Midtown, Central Park, and a little more on 145th. It's like going to another city for vacation. So excited. Unlike many deep fryer powered kitchens, this place preserves the art of a good pan-fried chicken, the most traditional technique. You see these large cast iron skillets imposing even heating and flavor into the chicken. A real cast iron can give subtle smokiness to food and gets better over time. No machine can replace what real fire and cast iron do to fried chicken. Many other cultures have similar concepts. For example, the socarat in Spanish paella, the seizi in French meat, wok hei in Chinese stir fry, and the koge in Japanese yakitori. And the secret technique to all FutureCanoe's dishes is love. Here I am, first time in Harlem, very honored to be here trying the pan-fried chicken. This might seem like a very extensive menu, but it's actually just a different combination of these items. And I have to say they don't look the freshest, but at least they have the cast iron ready for some homemade delicious fried chicken. Is it me or are these Chinese restaurant wok setups? The sign says fresh pan-fried chicken made with love is worth the wait. I totally agree, however I didn't wait at all. The fire never got turned on, they just grabbed me some pieces from that box over there. I guess I really have to be a real influencer to see cool stuff happening like this.
I thought they're gonna fry it as we order, but they just took it out of the box. Looking kind of dry though. It tastes like Jeff's. Also bro, it's so hard to find a place to sit out here without bugs swarming or kids screaming. So we found a basketball court. That's what you hear in the back. Okay, here it is. 3-piece chicken plate, thigh, a drum, and a breast. It's already a little soggy. Yeah, we got to deal with what we have here. It's not as crunchy as I had hoped, but the flavor is actually insane. Chicken's explosively juicy, and the seasoning is very on point. I can taste a lot of MSG in it. Yeah, very pleasantly surprised. Besides the chicken, we also got their barbecue ribs. I was told this is a must-have. Falling off the bones here. It's not too saucy, not too sweet. Has a little bit of smokiness throughout. Okay, it's very tender. Let's give their famous collar a try. Definitely braised it with bacon, tender greens, you know? Can't complain about that. I will wish for a little more acidity. So overall,
I think you still have a yam.
yeah, I don't want to try that one. I say the chicken's an 8 out of 10. I wish there's a little more crunch to it, but the flavor is on point. If it was crispy, it would be a 9.
If you're looking for good Southern food in NYC, look no further. Prince Harry and Meghan came here, and also Tom and Zendaya.
You know, I never really got the reasoning behind celebrity-hyped restaurants. They're actors, not chefs, you know? But unfortunately, I got that NPC mindset, so we're walking over.
Okay, so we have their classic chicken and eggnog waffle. What they're known for is on the Melba special. As you can see, chicken is very freshly fried, a whole leg quarter here. The flakiness is throughout. Before the syrup, I'm just gonna take a bite of the chicken. Golden and crispy. I can really taste the spice blend and herbs that goes into the marinade. Definitely buttermilk and maybe a simple dredge at the end. Now, let's spread the butter a little bit. I'm gonna cut this, pour the syrup on top, all over. Having a little bit of trouble here. Okay. The chicken is very well seasoned. The skin and the coating is very thin, so that leaves more moisture and juiciness for the meat. And the waffle is very fluffy, done perfectly. The eggnog seasoning in there. A little bit of that alcohol aftertaste. I really prefer waffles over pancakes because, you know, like these little pockets collects the butter and the sauce. Overall, this chicken dish I think is the most classic Southern we've tasted so far. I'm gonna give it a 9.2. Apparently this is everybody's favorite when they come here. First off the bat, it looks like it's been braised for a long time, so you know there's a lot of flavor in there. You can see the oxtail is very tender, falling off the bones. Just to take a little piece by hand, we'll give it a taste. Well, obviously it has been hours of simmering. You can taste the herbs, onion, garlic, hearty vegetables. The stew is very thick and glossy. It's not too oily, which like falls right onto the mac and cheese. Look at the cheese bowl, guys. Nice, let's go. cheddar, mozzarella, evaporated milk. I taste a little bit of cayenne in there, which I really appreciate. How is there so much cheese pull in this? I don't like vegetables, but after such heavy bites from the mac and cheese and the oxtail, it kind of cleanses your palate, prepares your mouth for the next bite. Even though my mouth never needs preparing. This dish I like even better than the fried chicken. I think I'll give this a 9.5.
Sorry for losing my monotone in that segment. I was nervous filming in public, so like a YouTuber voice came out. I just want to re-emphasize, we only ordered like 5 items: chicken, waffle, oxtail, mac and cheese, and collard greens. I came home from Melba 3 days ago, and I've been thinking about these things every single day. At least twice a day. I really don't think I've had soul food this good in my life. It's just a deep flavor of the stew, perfection of the tender greens. On top of that, the most insane cheese pull from that mac and cheese. And don't even get me started on the chicken and waffles. It defines what Melba represents. Simple dishes carried into absolute perfection. And you guys know this, I never say these stuff about a restaurant. It just, Melba really changed me a little bit. I remember this place got super popular around 2 years ago. The line was insane. It's sort of like a Taiwanese take on a Nashville hot chicken. As you can see, the spice mix here has a lot of Chinese influence, so a lot of Sichuan peppercorn, and I think that's MSG. They also use this big tub of hot duck fat to make their chili oil. You already know the flavor is gonna be insane. This one in the video is what they're famous for, the Sichuan chili oil. And they also do a more traditional Taiwanese salt and pepper chicken take, where they dust a bunch of seasoning on top like a dry rub. I can get to their new location pretty quickly, so I'm gonna order a pickup of their new flavor, salted egg yolk. Been hearing a lot of great things about it, and obviously their chili oil. 4 leg quarters comes out to 33. You guys like the name Pecking House for this place? Cause all I hear after Pecking is duck. So it's kind of weird that they only sell fried chicken.
You know, I saw online in the original Brooklyn Pecking House, the owner give you latex gloves to eat the chicken with. Huh. Yeah, afterwards he gives you a prostate exam. Damn. This one smells straight up like Sichuan peppercorn. Reminds me of Ricky's Hot Chicken in Nashville. Or Hattie B's. This one looks like it has lupus or something.
Case of lupus. I just keep thinking about that. You've got a case of lupus, a blood disease. You need treatment.
Should we start with the egg yolk one or the spicy one?
Probably the egg yolk one.
Yeah, because we need time to recover from
Yeah.
it. Ready?
You know what it tastes like?
What?
Nutritional yeast.
I don't know if I like it, bro.
I don't know either.
You know what? I'm gonna spit it out. This is not it.
The chicken was good, it's just the salted egg yolk was not.
The aftertaste of the sulfur from the egg. This is the real deal. You can chop wood with this. Minecraft. And I like how it's not too spicy, but more leaning towards the numminess from the Sichuan peppercorn. So it's more balanced.
And the skin's nice too.
I taste a little bit of brown sugar.
There's something a little sweet in there.
I'll give this one a 4. It's below average. I wouldn't eat it. Matter of fact, I spit it out. I'll give it a 9. For a hot chicken, like Nashville style, influence from Chinese cuisine, I say they did a pretty good job. After this video, I'm not eating fried chicken for like 3 months.
You got like the Joker scars on your face right now from the sauce.
Let's see if they can see it.
The most expensive fried chicken in the city that I could find is called Coco Duck. They opened less than a year ago. I vaguely remember the hype. Again, impossible to get a reservation. Upon walking up to this place, the branding, the ambiance, the renovation, it's just pretty good vibe overall. This is the owner. He's also the man behind Coat, the super duper fancy Korean barbecue place. I've only been to the one in Miami, like the one we're seeing here. I didn't really like it. I much prefer a good old American steakhouse, but that's just my personal opinion. At the end of the day, it's Korean cuisine at its finest, so after a barbecue place, a fried chicken joint seems pretty natural. I just want to say, thank God this guy's a restaurateur, because he looks tough. If he wasn't selling fried chicken, he would be leading like a gang or something south of Seoul. And at this point in the video, I finally understood the hype, because apparently TK is one of the investors. Look at him. So harmless and stuff. It's a fried chicken restaurant, so they're very particular about their chicken. Butchering everything in-house, separating all parts, then loading it into a tumbler along with the brining liquid for 7 minutes exactly. Kinda like my laundry. Dredging the chicken with a secret dredge, frying. Battering the chicken with a secret batter, frying. And then final fry. They serve some of it straight up, some of it glazed. So yeah, pretty standard stuff. Let's just go inside and start tasting. Due to popular demand, we've invited back the Japanese guy, George.
How's it doing, George?
How's it doing?
Oh, by the way, where are you from?
From Japan.
Which part?
The south part.
Which town?
Fukuoka.
What's it known for?
Known for beef intestine hot pot.
So that's your thing?
Trust me, it tastes better than it sounds.
What else is it known for?
Spicy fish roll called mentaiko.
Okay, what else?
It's also known for pretty girls. Yeah.
Okay, one more thing.
Tonkotsu ramen.
Tonkatsu ramen's from there?
It is. It's from.
Bro, I think next time you should lead with that.
the
We
thing,
went all over the place, got to pretty girls.
Well, the thing
you
is-
led with beef intestine, bro.
the thing is, I hate tonkotsu ramen.
Why?
The
It's the best type of broth.
well, you never had the authentic ones. The authentic ones smells from a mile away. And
So like you? How do you say fried chicken in Japanese?
fried chicken,
How do you say Kentucky fried chicken?
Kentucky fried chicken, or KFC.
The consomme is so small, bro. I thought like it's gonna be a bowl. What do you get on the nose?
There's definitely a lot of shiitake mushrooms in here.
You're full of shiitake. We have two types of nuggets here. This is the Ositra. Ositra is the second best. We couldn't get beluga because it's illegal in the US. And this one is the trout roe. We got it for free, so it's gonna be a 10 out of 10. Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Let's go. I've never tasted anything so similar to McDonald's. You need to go easy on the salt.
Salt roll, they're already super salty.
They really loaded it up with the caviar. All right, let's go. Are we supposed to one bite it? Especially with the caviar, it acts more as a sauce.
Softer in texture and kind of complements rather than taking over the higher lead of the flavor profile.
You know, one time I ate caviar, 4 hours later, I found in the back of my mouth like one little egg. That grossed me out.
That's pretty nasty, man. Why did you mention that?
The first main course is the unglazed original fried chicken. Comes with a lot of side dishes or bonchons. Also 4 sauces for you to experiment with. It's always a good experience when you get to customize your own flavor profile. Or I just like to play with my food.
Look at this bucket. Again, I love the branding with this. I'm going for a drum. Very crispy, dude. Just raw dog in it.
Yeah.
Look at this misleading bucket. It's only filled up to here. What is this one?
Honey mustard. By the way, did you know that they make the chicken a week ahead of time?
This chicken is a week old. I guess they have the FutureCanoe recipe. You can definitely tell it's been marinated for a long time. I think the protein textures are all broken down, so it's very juicy and tender. You don't need to chew that much.
Good amount of flavor within the meat.
The coating is not that flavorful.
Too hard for me. I want it to be a little bit softer, flakier, rather than rock hard.
You know, I actually like it hard.
Oh, I bet you do.
This is the soy glaze, and this one's the gochujang.
Yeah.
That's the soy,
All right, let's do soy.
because you're a soy boy. The sauce is like very thinly coated.
Straight 1 to 10. 10.
It's tint.
10.
You don't have to sound like a duck when you say it.
It's not bad,
But
but
almost, I like the original one better. Soy glaze is a little too soy.
well, the thing is,
I was hoping for some like caramel flavor, sweetness or something. So I'll take a gochujang wing here. Let's go. I think this is my favorite, bro. Gochujang flavor really comes through with the umami from the bean and the fermented pepper. A mini cast iron mac and cheese. How can you not love this? That is hard, bro. They took crabs and put it in a cast iron.
Oh.
I think that's what it is. The macaroni, it looks like Play-Doh and it tastes like plastic. This might be one of the worst mac and cheese I've ever tasted in a restaurant.
I agree.
Some black pepper and celery. Not exactly the topping I want for my noodles, but a lot of sesame oil, a lot of garlic. You know, it's kind of nice after fried chicken to have some cold noodles. Damn. This is not just chicken, bro. No, this is a piece of modern art I've created for the world. Chocolate fudge and matcha. Alright, so we spotted in the back. It's a bottle of Romani Conti, and that should be costing like 3,000 a bottle. That one's probably 5,000. You know, Romani Conti is like a region within, more towards the center, the vineyard is more expensive, right? Is that the logic? Probably how much
Based on
clouds, bro.
Yeah. I guess Latash has a lot of clout.
Yeah, a little froyo action after fried chicken.
That's pretty good.
Do you think it's homemade? Now that we're on the last dessert, how would you rate this experience from 1 to 10?
I'll give it a 9. It's not only about the food, the ambience
The
also
ambiance is amazing.
amazing. I've heard they spent a couple of $1 million for the interior design.
I can see. Maybe you can get better Korean fried chicken somewhere else. You know, just how you feel sitting here. We got a booth and everything. I'll give it a 9 too.
Since we just spoke about TK, we'll take a recipe from his co-author of The French Laundry, Michael Ruhlman. In the book Ruhlman's 20, he shared a southern fried chicken recipe with a quote, "This is the best fried chicken in history. If it is not, I'd indeed like to try yours." With this much sass, all of a sudden, I'm convinced. So the secret to the perfect fried chicken is in the brine, which consists of onion, garlic, rosemary, salt, lemon. I know a few of you like to accuse me of faking content, but I actually get at least one rotten ingredient every single video. Sometimes I don't even show it. Like this is a perfectly looking onion. Then I cut it open. What is this in the middle? You know, it's probably nothing. I'll still use it. So I cut it in half. For the brine, we don't have to be too precise. We'll just chop the onions into slices and the garlic in half. We'll get some color on the onion slices, add garlic, wait just a tiny bit, before adding in 3 tablespoons of salt, 4 sprigs of rosemary, and 4.5 cups of water. We'll let this simmer for 2 minutes, doesn't have to be too long. The juice of a whole lemon, put it aside till it cools completely. It's acidic, strong, aromatic, salty, herbaceous. It smells like a really well-made stew. Put in the drumsticks and liquid in the bag, seal it well, and brine for at least 24 hours. Whenever you remember, just take it out and rub it around a little bit to evenly distribute the liquid. 24 hours later, we're going to take it out, dry a little bit, lay on a wire rack to dry in the fridge for another 24 hours. This is turning out to be like a 100-hour fried chicken. You can see the surface of the skin is getting dried up, and I have these like zombie-like radioactive patches. That's what we want. Tightens a little bit. Not only is it gonna take on the coating better, but also lead to a more tender final product. For the dredge, we'll keep it as classic as possible. The most important ingredient is the baking powder, gives that lightness. That's why we really don't want to mess with the ratio of the flour. Usually I like to half recipes, but if you have it, the coating is not gonna work as well sticking to the skin. 3 cups of flour, 1.5 tablespoons of black pepper, half a tablespoon of white pepper, 2 tablespoons of paprika, 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of cayenne. I actually took off half a tablespoon because I don't really like spicy food, and 2 tablespoons of baking powder. We'll mix everything together with a Ligma fork. Looking really good. It took on this red, amber, brownish color. Now we'll divide the dredge in half so we can double coat the chicken. For the buttermilk, we're gonna keep it simple, no seasoning. We want to let the original lactic acid flavor to shine. So 2 cups of that into the flour, a light coating, drop it into the buttermilk, take off the excess. Here we're gonna use a little bit more force than before. Coat it until it's nice and even like this. What I found to be helpful is that after coating, we'll just leave this in here for 3 to 5 minutes, and it naturally absorbs all the wet spots. As you can see, the later it got, the more flaky it got because the buttermilk fell into the dredge. Almost there. Drop it in, bro.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory.
Laying away from us so that my face doesn't get scarred again.
I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo.
I think the color is a little darker than I expected, but I'll have to cook it through, you know? Do you prefer a cleaner coat or like a flaky coat? Let's rub them against each other to get the best sound effect. As you can see from my smile, it's cooked pretty perfectly juicy. The coating is adhering to it pretty tightly, and it got flaky and light because of the baking powder. The meat is very herbaceous from that lemon, rosemary, onion brine that we did. And the coating has a lot of pepper, paprika, give that smokiness. The earthy elements contrast with the herbaceousness of the chicken itself. How we treated the 2 components so carefully made it a perfect dish on its own. There's no need for sauce around it or a dip to go with it. We can just have it like this. The question is this the best fried chicken I've ever tried? I'd have to say no. Because a month ago we did brine and buttermilk. The buttermilk really adds that acidic creaminess that completes the flavor profile. This just seems a little singular with just herbs shining through a lot. If that recipe the other time was a 9.5, this would be an 8.8.
I think it's a little salty too. Fried chicken's supposed to be salty.
How would you rate it 1 to 10?
10. No.
I like the sarcastic wink.
Yeah, probably an 8.
Alright.
It's nothing like.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's like really well executed, but nothing special.
I know we joke about this concept a lot, but I honestly think the key to making the perfect fried chicken is love. In my opinion, love in cooking is not just some intangible concept that your mom whipped out of her ass. It's the tiny details at those critical points of the cooking process. Every extra step you take to make the chicken a little more perfect really demonstrates the care we have when making food for those we love. And the best part of food is that you can share this love with everyone, as I am honored to do today with you guys. Alright, thank you.